So yeah, we actually crashed the ambulance. Going good on that. So we're good. And unfortunately, there's still flowers. Which doesn't make a whole lot of lore sense at this point, but at the same time, it's like, whatever. Because Friedman's dead, so these flowers should be dead. But, I mean, you still need a save point. It would have been kind of a cool detail if they had changed the save point to be like, I don't know, different kind of save point. Like maybe a medallion box or something. That would have been interesting. Or graffiti sign on a wall. But you know, it was at the time where games were just starting to get really, really big. Like AAA was starting to get theatrical level budgets. Oh yeah, and in case nobody has noticed, we actually don't have any weapons anymore. In fact, we don't have any healing items anymore. The only thing we have is this medallion. So we're literally defenseless right now. So all we can do is run for our lives.
Fall Creek's middle-class dungeon.
I always hated this place.
Come on, in the bag.
Delta, Theta, Gamma.
So yeah, we are definitely in a situation right now. We have no ammo, we have no healing. Well, we do have healing items now, so I can't say that, but we have basically jack for any items or anything. And I just got bitch slapped across the room. Yeah, we're just gonna run for the time being. Actually, you'll know that I was here earlier, but I decided not to come to here. But specifically, I came here and didn't take this health pack because of this part. So, in case anybody was wondering if they played this game before, this is actually the note that Amy can decipher earlier that I didn't. I just knew the shelf combination. But I didn't come in this room specifically because I knew this part was coming and I might need the health. So, if you're wondering, yeah, I knew ahead of time, and that's why I didn't come in this room. Because I didn't want to grab the health pack and kind of doom myself later on. It just made more sense to not grab it and have it later. So, yeah, we do have our health packs now, so we're doing okay on those. We've got 2 of them so far. This lock is a bit more tricky, but all in due time, we'll work on it. Just need to start lining the stuff up. And it seems like this one in the back is giving us the most trouble. Actually, this one itself is not doing it, so we need to put that one more down. The second one is actually blocking us now, so we can go ahead and work on getting that. Do like this. Actually bring that up, do that. Now we still need to worry about that. The first one's holding us up on that. And bring that down. Now it looks like the first one again. As always, the first one is being a pain in the ass. Now I think it's the fourth one. And then the first one again. That's the fourth one holding us up. Then the first one. First one is the real limiting factor on this one. It's just very
Yes, Stan Jones, locksmith of the year.
rigid on both sides. So you kind of need to keep working it back and forth. This part, yeah, we're definitely just gonna get out of here. We don't really want to deal with any of this. But we'll go ahead and run Stan up here. And then make him actually get out of the way, because you can't climb up whenever somebody's like right in the way. It's kind of annoying. But yeah, not really worried about killing that thing at all, so screw it. Leave it. We don't really get anything out of getting rid of it, except for the serum component like stuff, so really not worried about it. And this guy drops us random stuff. Happened to drop us a bat and a flare gun. So, don't want Shannon to have control of the flare gun, in all honesty.
Open if we don't knock.
We'll open first and knock later.
That's okay with me.
This guy was working for Delta Theta Gamma.
It looks like there's a vacancy now.
Can't really do anything with that.
I wonder if they
We do
opened
have
that
the
large gate.
medallion, though, that we have, so we can go ahead and use that. There, right there. Now we can go ahead and figure these out. So the way that this works, we have an outer and an inner one. If you remember the sorority or fraternity that we're at, it's Delta Theta Gamma. So we need the triangle, the circle, and then the upside down L. From there, we need to figure out where exactly the stuff points, like on this grid that it has. So as you can see, there's like different stuff pointing to different locations. So if we do it like this, you can see that all of the lines on the outer circle line up with the medallion in the inner circle. So, not really that bad. And here we have the triangle on the outside, so delta, or triangle, circle, and then the upside down L. Then we just need to work on the center. So, just like this.
Okay, it's open.
And that opens the door. Again, not really a super hard puzzle or anything, just a little bit of thought.
This thing is going to give me a huge headache.
And Shannon's got to give the spores. But we want this. And then instead of fighting these guys, because we don't really care to do that, we're just going to go ahead and leave. Because we don't really want to fight. We don't have a whole lot of healing, and we don't have a whole lot of weaponry that can do a whole lot.
It looks like a ceremonial room.
So I go ahead and grab the small key, and then we
Something they're trying
run.
to compensate for.
We also have another small key in this room currently that it's on one of these right here.
We'll have time for romance.
So we have two small keys now.
A date without guns? That'll be strange.
So we'll go ahead and save our health for now, but we will go in this room because it does contain our chest. But you can also see that we have
They still
memories of the old Leafmore School.
Nice collection. That brings back memories.
one of them still has bullet marks.
Go ahead and hit those guys, though. Then we're just gonna kind of loop them around while Shannon
So,
beats the crap out of them.
it's the tree that messed everything up.
The first Mortophilia.
There we go.
That'll
Okay,
always
now we have another first aid kit in the corner. We can go ahead and use that. Shannon has the bat, so we'll do this. Open up that. But here's our box. We just need our last key. But we have all of the creatures from the first one. And this one, you can see it's like a torso with a mouth. The ribs are like the mouth. And the tree men from the original. Which apparently has a really weird prompt. So yeah, this sorority's been doing some interesting stuff. Really disturbing shit. So this is how they actually brought it back from the original. And you can actually see here, April 16th, 1903. I, Theodore Willage, current President of the United States of America, today pledge allegiance before the High Brothers of Delta Theta Gamma. As an honorary member of the fraternity, I pledge to open the doors of government to its members and to provide them with political, legislative, administrative, and financial support. By my blood, I pledge to ensure the perpetuity of the bond of honor that unites Delta Theta Gamma and the American states. Together, we will make sure that any new president who comes to power will be trained and enthroned. In this way, there will always be a virtuous soul at the heart of their country.
President of the United States was part of this
So yeah, this group, a bit deeper than most people would think. May 6, 1904, 103rd traditional ceremony of the Assembly of Lodges, Paris, in the basement of 51 Rue de Montmorency. Don't even know if I pronounced that right, but hey, that gave it my best. We thank each head lodge of our 96 brother countries to have sent their master of ceremonies on this occasion. On the occasion of the celebration, the High Brothers have unanimously voted to inscribe the recent works of Leonard and Herbert Friedman in the fraternity's codices. Their discoveries concerning the possibility of eternal life promise Delta Theta Gamma a paramount place among the prominent powers of this planet.
Weirdos?
So yeah, in case you were wondering, there was some deep-rooted shit from the first one. Freeman and his brother were part of this fraternity, and yeah, it was deeper than most people would think. It wasn't just the brother trying to find eternal life or anything like that. It was literally, they were kind of under commission to do it. They were in this secret society trying to find eternal life for all of these really batshit crazy people. Here's our last small key, by the way. I can go ahead and do that. But we have our last small key. We'll go grab that. The Friedman brothers, yeah, they were kind of... I don't really want to say under commission. I guess I should change that. But they were basically put up to the task of this. But here in our last box, we actually get something new to me. I never found all of the keys before, but here, this is actually what we get with the last key box. So it actually shows Ashley and what can be assumed as Josh with his camera. We already saw what happened to Josh along the bank of the lake, so probably assume that something also happened to Ashley, all things considered, since Josh was kind of dead. But your boy Jed appears to have gotten a hold of them. So, needless to say, I think both Ashley and Josh are no longer amongst the living. At least, given that Josh was kind of disposed of, I want to say that Ashley, too, was probably also disposed of. But here, this puzzle looks a little bit harder, but honestly, it's nothing too insane. If you pay attention to it, whenever the disc is spinning really fast, if you look where the jewel is, that actually tells you the pillar that you need to look at for the number. So the top one is the far center here, because you see the red jewel is at the top of the triangle. That's where we need to go for that. This one is on the left, so we need to look on the left pillar. So it's far center, left, and then the last one it'll be at the top right. So far center, left, and then top right is where we need to look for our numbers.
They're escaping with Amy. Hey, what is this?
So if I go here,
Not you.
top center is 1,
Useless walking.
left is 3, top left is 4.
We
So
need
1, 3, 4.
Again? It means he's still hiding somewhere.
There we go.
Corey.
And yes, that sound may sound familiar, but that is a generic sound bit that was also used in Resident Evil for doors. It's just interesting little tidbit. I'm sure a lot of people probably noticed it as soon as it happened anyways, but interesting nonetheless. Here we have a health pack though, so we're definitely going to take that, considering we have absolutely none. See if there's anything in these boxes, which there's not, unfortunately. And we don't really have much else, but we can read this.
Of humanity while they were opening the gates of eternity? Benefits? Not really.
Maybe they see the Freedmans that way.
Yeah, it's a little bit messed up. But that's what this fraternity is. Absolute knowledge requires that a balance be maintained between enlightened souls and the ignorant masses. The members of Delta Theta Gamma will use this knowledge for the benefit of society, honor nature, and reveal to men gifts that they cannot see. You, the spiritual elite of this world, must sacrifice everything for the benefit of humanity, including, if necessary, humans themselves. You will thus generate the triumph of reason over the ignorance of mankind. Medicus curat, natura sanat. The doctor treats, but it is nature that heals. Jared Crowley, Founding Father, 1760 to 1852.
Sacrificing others is not a sacred thing.
No, it's murder.
Power always ends up in the hands of madmen.
Yeah, it's truer words, but anyways, we're gonna grab this gym bag, which actually has all of our stuff. And then some. So as you can see, we just got loaded. We're going to go ahead and wait a second on that. In the meantime, we're just going to go ahead and walk ourselves down this long winding path. Which honestly is kind of a weird ending. There's not really anything that attacks you on your way here, all honesty. It's kind of just whatever. It's like the long, smooth walk until you get to the ending. But then shit starts to hit the fan. Because of course it would. So we can go ahead, give Shannon the pistol. The flash ball, honestly, I'm not too worried about it.
Cool.
Go ahead and heal up.
Hey, not too bad.
Yeah, caffeine. Go ahead and do this, though, because we will be heading into the literal mouth of hell. So we're going to have some fun.
I killed some brain cells.
Again, Stan, you need to have some to lose some. And I'm pretty sure you lost a lot of yours in high school. I saw your grades, boy. Okay. Let's just make sure that we have all of the equipment that we want selected. Actually, Shannon, you can take the shotgun. I'll take the mini Uzi. The flashball really doesn't matter a whole lot, but whatever. Deal with that. But this is the finale. Well, Kenny said it best, I guess.
Corey, even though I took everything you cared for away from you, you will come to love me like a brother. For you and I will be the same.
You know what, Kenny?
Yeah, we don't really know what happened, but at the same time, it's
I ever belonged.
kind of weird.
And it was May.
Again, kind of questionable. Not really sure why. But at the same time, I can kind of understand. I mean, he was pretty distraught over May the entire time. This fight isn't too terrible, though. We basically just need to put Kenny on the ground multiple times and then pull levers. Kind of essentially like he did before.
Thought my brother would become a deformed pervert.
Who are you, Carl?
But we can kind of just let Shannon keep ripping into him while we're running around. And we can't really hit him while he's up in the air, so I'm not really worried about it.
Cool. It'll be able to get a taste of my gun.
I guess I can't really do anything with that one currently. Maybe. I don't know if I'm just not getting the prompt, but... yeah, we'll deal with it again. Usually Kenny hits open the boxes, but I guess that time it didn't really want to do it. Meanwhile, Shannon is getting completely smashed into the ground. And as you can see, there's actually decorations for Delta, Theta, Gamma everywhere too. They seem to have their hands in basically every pie.
I'm too old to be playing games.
See if we can get Shannon to open this one again. If not, it might be Stan's turn to lockpick this one. Maybe not. Actually, we might need to lead Kenny over here now that I think about it. Go ahead and heal Shannon while we're on the run. Now, if only she would stop walking where I've been. There we go. Yep, he just hit it open. Okay, so that was just my mistake. You need to kind of lead Kenny around where you need him to go. So now it's open. We can go ahead and pull the levers. Ironically, I kind of did this fight the right way the first time on accident. So it's kind of just another little learning experience. So we'll probably need to lead Kenny across the way. And as you can see, Kenny kind of goes for whoever is being controlled at the moment, so you can actually reload with one character, hop off of them, and then go to another. And it works out pretty decently that way. But we can go ahead and get Stan here to pick this lock, which is easier said than done in the middle of a fight, but go ahead and try. Yeah, we didn't have enough time, but we'll get back to it. It is pretty tricky, but at the same time I kind of like it. It makes you have to go fast. Go ahead and let Josh reload with his stuff. I don't know why I keep calling him Josh. Stan. Go ahead and let Stan reload with his weapon, and then he can go ahead and fire at Kenny. Didn't mean to take a hit to the face, but that's whatever. Sorry, Shannon, didn't mean to leave you with your brother over there, but hey. But we're gonna pick this lock again. And got it. Maybe we can get a twofer. Yep, we did. Okay, normally you can't do the lock and pull it at the same time. It just really isn't quick enough. But, hey, I apparently cheated the system. And as you can tell, Kenny is starting to fire a lot quicker. So, he is getting more and more angry as it goes. Don't know how our ammo's doing very much on Shannon here. Yeah, she's looking pretty low. So we can go ahead and give her this. But we should be about done, honestly. And didn't mean to look into the abyss there, but at the same time, whatever. Shannon's is a bit easier to take care of. It's just the classic breathing in the spores. We're probably going to have to do another round just because Kenny, but we can go ahead and try as Stan slowly walks over to it. And he actually jumped first, so we did it. But yeah, that was the epilogue. This is the true ending. So we are actually done with the game. Took us about 3 hours with knowing what we were doing. My first playthrough, it took about 4 hours and 15 minutes. But I also didn't really watch cutscenes too much. At least not after a point. So it's a pretty short game, all honesty. But at the same time, it's like $5 on Steam if you get it there. You can probably find it at like a game exchange for like 10 or 15. That's where I did. That's how I got this ROM, so. Either way, it's a relatively cheap one. Compared to the first one, if you wanted to get it on PlayStation 2, which it's like $150, because I don't think the first one sold as well as the second one, or nearly on as many platforms. So, hunting down the first one, I'd just go with the Steam version and get it on widescreen. The second one, you can get it pretty much a lot of places for not a whole lot of money, at least the last time I checked. On eBay, it was like $15. Game Exchange, like I said, I got it for like $15 there. It also has different versions, like the Wii version, you can actually get it on. I believe it also comes out on, or it's also on PSP. So, yeah, you can find it in a few places. Shouldn't be too insanely overpriced, at least as far as retro games go, or retro horror games go. So, yeah, if you wanted to play it yourself, as long as you don't mind 4x3, there is a Steam version. If you want widescreen, you're going to have to do a widescreen patch or the PlayStation ROM version, like I did. That's how this is for, or full screen. So, if that is a killer for you, you might need to get the ROM yourself and put it on like PCSX, kind of like I did. But again, there are ways to obtain ROMs. I'm not going to say, but I got mine by dumping my own game onto my computer. So, yeah, if you want to get it, there are ways to procure it. But I am not going to point out those ways. You will come to find that Google is a very, very helpful friend for doing such things. But overall, the games, now that I've played both of them, they were pretty decent. I mean, for playing solo, they were okay. I mean, they're not gonna, like, blow your balls off or anything for as far as survival horrors go, especially since most of the Silent Hills were out at that time, and Resident Evils were doing their things, and there was still quite a few other survival horror titles at the time, and other things were coming out, especially around Obscure 2. It was a really cool idea with the couch co-op thing. I will give them that. That's like major bonus points where you could play with people. So that was really interesting. I like how they did that. I didn't show it because, like I said, I'm an awkward degenerate that plays horror games alone. But at the same time, I imagine it makes it really fun. So if you have somebody to play it with, by all means play it. I had a lot of fun playing it solo. So if you play it with somebody, you're probably going to have a lot more fun. Overall, the series, probably like a 7 out of 10. Like I said, it's not going to blow your balls off or anything, but at the same time, it's really fun. I mean, you got some quirky characters, you got the time capsule that is the early 2000s in the first game in Stan. You had the whole cycle going back to the beginning. Unfortunately, they never made anything past the second one, so you're never going to have the cliffhanger ending of the second one resolved. I do believe they said that there was like a mobile version of this that was made, like a spiritual successor to it made later on. I forget the name of it. But same company made it, but it's not the Obscure games. It's like some side-scrolling beat-em-up or something. It's really weird. But if you wanted to delve deeper into the series, I mean, there you go. You have that information, do with it what you will. I don't really care to play it because it seems like a really weird, janky kind of just thing that they did to make money, but you know, in a terrible way. So I'll probably never really play it. As for the first two, really fun. Find somebody to play it with, you'll have a ball, more than likely. You can set it up with Parsec, you can set it up with Steam Remote Play, you can set it up with a lot of things nowadays. We have that kind of advantage, so if you want to play it with somebody, by all means, get it for $5, get it with a friend, play it online. You can do a lot of things, so if you just want to kill some time for $5, you need like 3 or 4 hours per game, go for it. That's what I say. But yeah, Obscure 2 doesn't have all of the nifty bonuses, doesn't have any extras or anything from the first one. It's just the game itself, and that's it. So you don't really have anything to work towards. You don't have any ratings, you don't have any, like, good endings, you don't have any bad endings. So it kind of falls flatter than the first one. It doesn't really have as good of stuff. The story... nowadays, more cliched than anything. I mean, even then it was kind of cliched. Secret society trying to rule the world, that sort of thing. It's not bad. Like, it's a story. It gets its thing going. It does its own thing. Friedman and Jed, that whole thing. It's okay. It does what it wants to do, and it makes a fun co-op kind of experience thing going for it. So, I can't really fault it. It is an older series. Obscure 2 can kind of take a bit more flack just because it wasn't as old of a series at that point. But it is still a product of its time. Like, it definitely shows in a lot of places. Like this, like I said, was whenever games were just starting to get like really, really good AAA kind of budgets, that sort of thing. So I can't really super fault it, but at the same time, it could have been better. The first one felt better to me than the second one, so take with that what you will. But they're both fun games in their own right. The first one I would rate probably like an 8 out of 10. The second one is probably like a 6.5, 7. But still, if you have somebody to play it with, you'll have a good time. But other than that, and my crazy ramblings as always during the credits and minutes after the fact, I will let you guys go. And as always, let me know what you think, and have a good one.